sports reporting. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down. You know nothing about sports.
Nuts prod not the beat.
You know nothing about sports.
Yeah. Back.
Back
Okay.
again. Like we
What
never
up?
left.
What up?
Just go ahead and tell all of our listeners now. Y'all probably gonna get all three of these podcasts at the same time, so be ready for them.
And enjoy. Welcome to the
You know,
You Know Nothing About Sports podcast. Because we, 1, 2, 3, host, know nothing.
Nothing. All right. So, one of the topics, I don't know which one of you guys brought this up. Frank Gore.
I did.
I think Frank Gore is an awesome running back, man. What he endured as a kid growing up. Basically, they called him illiterate, but he ended up graduating from the University of Miami, having a successful pro football career. Now, the question is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? I'll start with you, K, man, because I think you brought it up.
Well, I was thinking about it when it came up that he broke
He in third place now.
He moved into third place in the Russian list, which is a
Right.
great list. It's an all-time list. They've been tracking this stuff since probably the 60s. So, and I was thinking about it, but I was like, number one is Emmett. Number two is Walter Payton. I can remember their runs, certain runs. They got iconic runs. And the person he passed was Barry Sanders, who has so many iconic runs. And so I was thinking to myself, because we have a logjam of players coming through, and there's some players who deserve to be in the Hall of Fame right now who are not in because they just released the top 25 finalists. So I came up and I just thought to myself, is Frank Gore a first ballot Hall of Famer? I would say no. I think he is a Hall of Famer, unquestionably. But first ballot, no, because first ballot, when you're doing the modern list, unlike this year where they're going to expand it to 15, 5 modern, 5 contributors, and 5 old timers. Normally it's just 7 that gets in, and I just don't see someone in the room saying he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, even though he's third all time on the list. And then I got some stats to back it up. Like I was looking it up, and I'm on Pro Football Reference. So, in his career, he's never led the NFL in rushing. Never led the NFL in rushing touchdowns. He's had 5 Pro Bowls, but to me, Pro Bowls don't mean anything.
So K-Man, quick question, K-Man. So you saying those 2 stats you just read off, are those necessary to be a first-time ballot? You have to at least lead the league 1 or 2 years in rushing or in touchdown?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Because that would make you were the greatest at your position. Also, he has no All-Pro selection, or first team or second team. The number one person on the list in rushing, Emmitt Smith. He has 1, 2, 3, 4 All-Pros. First team All-Pros. Number 2 on the list, Walter Payton. He has 5. The person he passed, Barry Sanders, has 6. Further down the list, Curtis Martin has 1. Then Adrian Peterson, he has 4. And then LaDainian Tomlinson, he has 3. And all these individuals I named at one point in time either led the NFL in rushing or led the NFL in rushing touchdowns. So I think he's a Hall of Famer, but not a first ballot Hall of Famer.
All right, good points with the stats. What you think, B?
I lean towards yeah. And the reason why I lean towards yeah, is because I don't ever, ever, ever remember this dude missing a game. Like every team that he's played, what has he been on? Four teams?
Out there, yeah.
Every team that he's ever played for, I don't
Yeah,
think he's
4
missed it.
teams.
Yeah, I don't think he's missed a game. He passed, we talked about he passed Barry Sanders for third on the list. When I look at GOAT 1A and GOAT 1B up at the top of that list, that's really some legendary company to be in. You do something like that, you do something legendary like make it to third on the list. Now, granted, he's done it over the course of what, 14 years?
15 years.
There are guys on the list that have done more in less years. There are guys,
The person he
namely,
passed.
Curtis Martin he did almost just as much in 10 years. Curtis Martin never stayed healthy. He was always missing games. So his body of work, his ability to be available wherever he's gone, he was always available. And the dude, he's always been great in the locker room. Always been a pillar in the locker room. Say what?
Yeah. Curtis Martin only missed like a couple games.
Which Jets running back am I thinking about then?
I don't know. Because I was like, he missed like games played and games started. 16, 16, 13, 15, 16, 16, 16. Like, I mean, his last year he only played 12 games, but
the Jets. I'm thinking about the Jets had somebody that could never stay healthy. He was a good running back. He never could stay healthy though.
To both of y'all point, man. I think Brandon, when y'all say he played 15 years, right? What running back do we know have played 15 years?
Emmett. Maybe Emmett. Emmett. Yeah, Emmett.
Okay.
But not well. I think Emmett stopped at 14. I don't think Emmett got to 15.
No, it's 15. I'm looking at 13 years.
He got
2 years of. 2 years.
I forgot. I forgot the Arizona years. I forgot the Arizona. What a bum! Why would you go to Arizona? But that's another topic for another day.
Yeah. All right. So first time, I'm kind of on the fence about it, man, because I heard what you said, K, man. I heard what you said, B. That's why I say I'm kind of in the middle. I look at his whole body of what he went through from the time he was a kid, like I said, growing up in Florida. They basically said he was illiterate. He had to get a tutor at the University of Miami. But then to go on to play 15 years at one of the toughest positions in the league.
Yes.
For that long in that many teams. Do you know how many offenses playing running back is kind of the same if you know the scheme. You know the numbers. That's pretty easy. But
right.
The fact that he played that long at the toughest position, that's what gets me. That's why I say I'm kind of on the fence, man. That was a real good topic right there, man.
Yeah. And I mean, I get what Kennedy's saying. That's why that's why I say I lean towards yes, but I also get everything. I get the points against him being a first ballot Hall of Famer. He has the second team All Pro. He has a second team All Pro under his belt. I feel differently about the Pro Bowls because when he was making Pro Bowls mattered. These days they don't matter anymore. But when he was making Pro Bowls actually mattered. So I put more stock into those than you would. But I get your point. I get what you're saying. I'm almost like Sean. I can almost go either way, but just given his body of work, man, just and not really missing games. I mean, I'm sitting here like, dude, rookie year 14 games, 16 games, 15, 14, 14, 11, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16, 16. He played 7 years without missing a game for a running back?
Yeah,
that is absurd, man.
And the thing is, if you still watch him run, he looks like he's a young dude. The way he be hitting the holes and bouncing in and out.
Yeah, he really hasn't missed a step. He really hasn't lost a step.
Nah, he's lost a step.
Yeah, he's lost a step.
A half a step. But I mean,
it's a full step. It's a full step.
But he's still effective.
No, that's true. That's very true.
That's what I'm saying. And I credit that more to his vision than anything else. He's always been, great at dissecting, holes and finding holes and all that.
Yeah. Genetics has something to do with it because 2 ACL injuries and for him to go 15 years, nutrition, modern day nutrition also has to, go with it.
Yeah, I get you that.
Yeah.
I get you that.
Yeah, you can't have a resume like that and not take care of your body.
Right.
I got you. Check it out now. This is a topic that I came up with. And I know both of y'all gonna have something to say about this one team that hasn't won a game. So my question is, first draft pick in 2020, Chase Young or Joe Burrow? Which one would you take? Go ahead, B.
I'm assuming that I'm the Cincinnati Bengals that you're asking this question to, since they'll likely be the team with the first overall pick. It's got to be Joe Burrow. It has to be. What's interesting, I found it funny. I chuckled when I saw how they're going back to Andy Dalton. I'm like, okay, what are y'all really trying? I mean, is it just y'all not, trying to make it obvious that y'all going after this number one picks while you putting him back in? Like, do you want to attempt to throw the veil over our faces, like to pretend that you're not tanking? Is it that, or are you giving Andy some time to redeem himself and some time to kind of bump up his trade value a little bit? I mean, I don't know. I don't.
Oh, I know.
I know. So B, what you're saying is that the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to pull the wool over the eyes of Americana?
Yes.
I'm just throwing out scenarios. Ryan Finley, he's, he ain't ready yet. Let's just say that.
Yeah, we know that.
He's not ready yet. But to pass on Joe Burrow, you would be passing on 4,000 yards over 11 games and a 79% completion percentage. In the SEC, 41 touchdowns to 6 interceptions. He did this. This is Joe Burrow. He did this in the SEC. They'd be stupid to pass on him.
All right. So what you think, K-Man?
All right. So once again, you're assuming that I'm the Cincinnati Bengals. So Chase Young is, even when Tua was in there, Chase Young is the number one player in this draft. But the number one position in all of sports is a quarterback position.
Right.
And if I was the Cincinnati Bengals, I'm taking Joe Burrow. I need I need to sell jerseys. 2, I need to fill people in that awful stadium. 3,
Right.
I need to give fans hope and also gullibility so I can get them to buy season tickets to come see Joe Burrow.
My only defense against that for both of y'all, think about the league they're in, the conference they're in. They have, but Roethlisberger might come back, right? They got Baker Mayfield, which is a kind of decent quarterback.
We don't know
Right?
that yet.
Don't you want an edge rusher to come off and just cause havoc and beat those guys up?
Oh, you
Listen,
forgot about
you don't-
Lamar.
You don't have to have Chase Young to be able to do that though.
Nope.
There is talent in this. There is edge rusher talent in this draft.
No, it's not.
It's top heavy, but there's dudes to be had in this draft that can rush the passer in the first 2 rounds. The first 2 rounds. After that, it's a
I only heard
crapshoot.
it's like 3. I only heard it's like 3 dudes, and after that it's crash. Like this is probably the worst draft in a while for edge rushers.
Like
which
I
is
said, I
so.
think it's
This is why this draft. The draft process has pendulum swings. This is also last year's draft for wide receivers wasn't the best. this is probably the best wide receiver draft in a decade. And offensive talent, offensive lineman talent. Now, I want to go back to Brandon's point. The reason why, this is my reason. The reason why I believe that they're playing Andy Dalton has nothing to do with trade value, has nothing to do with pulling the wool over their eyes. Zach Taylor's going to get fired. And he's trying to win a game. Because as we saw last night and we've seen this year, a lot of people got jobs because they had a ham sandwich with Sean McVay because he's a genius. Well, how does genius look now?
I know he's not looking too good.
Exactly. And so maybe the Bengals are like, we made a mistake. We had a dude who was on paper the offensive coordinator, but didn't design the game plan and also didn't call plays, and we made him our head coach. And we have the same amount of talent we had last year. We won 5 games. This year, we look like a dumpster fire. So I think he's trying to get Andy in there. Because had Andy played, they would have beat Pittsburgh. So I think he's trying to win a game or two and to say, hey.
I got one more question for both of y'all, then we can go to the enigma. Do either of you see a team possibly moving up to the number 1 spot to grab Joe Burrow or Chase Young?
That's if Cincinnati is sellers.
Yeah.
I don't. I don't know about Cincinnati. They're so weird. They don't have a GM. They don't have a real structure. Mike Brown's a moron. So I really don't know. You could get a haul. You can get a haul in this draft. So I honestly don't know. If you're saying, okay, I can build my team this year and then say go after Trevor Lawrence or the kid from Ohio State next year, then maybe they might they might be sellers, but I don't know. But how would that work with their fans?
Yeah, I know. What you think, B?
I can't see them. I can't see them doing that. I don't think that they would. I don't think that they would pull a Washington and draft a kid just to sit him. I think they take Burrow number 1. They're gonna play him week 1, no questions asked. Week 1 starter. The benefits of that is I think it's too great to pass up because all you need, I won't say all you need, but you have a receiver. You have a couple of receivers. You have Joe Mixon back there.
Mm-hmm.
If you draft your franchise quarterback and maybe a lineman or two to put in front of him that can keep him clean, you're really not that far. They're not as bad as they look. As crazy as that sounds, they're not as bad as they look.
They're dead last.
I think that they're a draft and a coach away, a good draft and a coach away from being a 6, 7, maybe 500 team.
Okay, this is my last point. Then we're gonna move on. K-Man.
I mean, that's just me.
K-Man. If John Elway somehow say, hey, look, we'll give up our next 3 first rounds to get Joe Burrow, would you be happy with that?
No.
Okay.
No, not 3. I'm sorry, not 3.
But 2?
But
no, 2 in a third. Yes, I'll do it because the defense next year is going to be good.
So those ones,
but here's the thing,
really going to be high ones though. If they're trending in the correct direction.
But here's the thing about Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow last year in a pro style offense was average Joe. This year in the air raid offense, he's good. For Joe Burrow to be good, you need to tailor fit the offense to his strength. John Elway's not going to do that.
Okay. Good points. All right, so I'm looking at NFL Network, and one of the things they say, have we seen the best of Lamar Jackson yet? I don't think so. But my question to you, start off with you, K-Man. Lamar Jackson, he is the enigma of the NFL. Do you think that there's going to be some defense that's going to basically shut him down for a whole game?
No. Here's why. Well, I can't really say boldly no. So last year the offense was tailor made to Joe Flacco.
Yep.
So when he came in, they on the fly redid the offense. Now the thing about it, the offense, I've found out that you can't really redo your offense in the middle of the season because you spent the off season, training camps, mini camps, designing the offense. So they put some concepts in it so it can make it friendly for him to run, and that's why they did a lot of running last year. What they did this year, and what he also did, and Greg Roman and him needs credit, is they improved his passing, and then added that, and then with the element of running. I see an individual who wants to be great and who wants to get better and better and better. The rumor is New England actually wanted to pick him because, Belichick is Belichick, and he sees where the NFL is going. And this kid worships Tom Brady. So he would never threaten Tom Brady. So he was thinking about him as the heir apparent. I think this kid's going to get better and better, and he is going to be something that we've never seen. The only thing I hate is that people see his build and they think of Robert Griffin III, and they think, oh, this individual might have a problem and everything like that. Robert Griffin III had maturity issue problems and body issue problems. This kid has never had any injuries. Robert Griffin III tore his ACL in college. So stop trying to put that on him.
I was thinking about Randall Cunningham, but what you think, B?
I don't think it won't happen this year. There won't be. Now, I say that now they play the 49ers on Sunday.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good.
But I don't think that they can shut him down. They're really good. Their front seven is really good, but this is a cat that nobody has ever seen before. Like
Who did the Ravens lose the 2 games to?
The Chiefs and the Browns.
Chiefs and the Browns, consecutive losses.
Oh wow.
Now, I will say that things could change a little bit. The Ravens just lost their center for the season.
Yeah.
They lost their starting center. So things could change a little bit. I wouldn't say that, they'll throw like a big wrench into the plans because I've never seen a team I've never seen a team this good at running the ball. I mean, it's absurd. Like the average
Mark Ingram. Oh my God.
Yeah. The averages per carry across the board, not just with Mark Ingram, like dudes under. I don't know who backs him up, but everybody from Lamar to Mark Ingram to the 2 dudes that's running behind him. The averages, I think the lowest per carry averages, 4.6 or something absurd.
Almost 5 yards, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. So as a team, they're so good at running the ball. I just, teams today prepare so much to stop the pass because that's what the NFL has turned into. They build their defense around stopping the pass. They get pass rushers. They draft safeties that can cover. They draft cornerbacks that can run.
Mm-hmm.
I think San Fran is the exception to that. I think that they can play, pretty. I think they can play eye to eye with Baltimore. But and I'll get to the. We'll get into it more with the picks later. But I just Lamar's having a special season, dude, and
yeah,
I don't want to put them in the Super Bowl yet. I don't want to do that
I was
yet.
thinking not this year, man, but I think that he hasn't peaked yet. I give Lamar Jackson 2 more years in that offense. Probably 2 years from now, they might be in the Super Bowl and they might win that joint.
No, they have the ability. They have the ability to get there this year.
Yeah,
They beat the dog stuff out of the Patriots.
Right.
They can get there this year. Whether they
But
can win it is
Yeah.
that's something totally different.
They beat the Patriots in November, not January. And the thing about Belichick, he's going to be ready and adjusted. It's how they react to the adjustments. And if they can react to the adjustments well, they can beat the Patriots.
Yeah.
And those 2 losses weren't really on him, is rather than their defense.
They hadn't come around yet.
Yeah, but their defense is just getting better and better. And that is something that people are not talking enough about, is their defense. Their defense is back to about, it's not 2000 range, but it's about that 2012 range.
Yeah.
And that's when they won the Super Bowl.
I mean, they're
So who's
built.
the star on the defense?
They're nameless.
Yeah. I mean, if you
Exactly.
could, if I had to pick anybody, it would be between Judon, who's recently started playing well. It would be between Judon and what's
Peters?
his name? Humphreys.
No.
Not Peters. He just got there.
Yeah.
I would say Humphreys.
Yeah.
I would say Humphreys. But I mean, they're built. They're built for postseason success.
And in the start of the season, I questioned them because they lost so much on their defense. But now looking back on it now, one thing we need to talk about is the guy who built this team. One of it was Ozzie Newsome, but the other one was Eric DaCosta. The thing I know about Eric DaCosta is before he took over this year, I've been hearing his name as GM, the GM that a lot of teams wanted. Like he was the top guy under Ozzie, and a lot of teams wanted him, but he never wanted to go. 1, he loved being in Baltimore. 2, he was heir apparent. That job was his. People have, try to poach him. I did think I heard that he would only go. The only team he would think about going to was the Redskins because it was so close, and if he got full control. But this dude he let all those old dudes go. He let them all go, and he just rebuilt. And he rebuilt that defense, and he's rebuilt that team. And Ozzie's last pick was Lamar. I mean, Ozzie's last first round pick is Lamar Jackson. So that team is built well. The only thing I would have to is just how they're going to adjust to what teams throw at them down the stretch and in the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious about that myself, man, because that's going to be interesting. All right, let's go to the picks. Yeah, buddy. Now my mouse ain't working.
No buys. No more buys.
Nobody got a buy.
Right.
Full slate. All 32 teams are playing.
All right. First game on Thanksgiving. K-Man, who you got? Bears or the Lions? Don't these people play every Thanksgiving?
Yeah, no.
Lions do.
But the Lions and the Cowboys do, but give me the Bears.
Oh, dang.
I didn't say that with no confidence. They got Mitch quarterbacking.
Who you got, B? K-Man, they got Mitch.
I'll take the Bears. The Lions. They're not looking good right now. I mean, they just lost to the Skins, so
I know, right?
no,
And then they got Haskins taking selfies, missing the last snap. But all right,
yeah, give me the Bears.
all right. So this next game, man, is kind of interesting. I want to see how the other team bounce back. So, B-Wig, who you got? Bills or the Cowboys?
Taking the Cowboys. A lot has been made, and rightfully so. A lot has been made about the Cowboys not having beat a team with a winning record at the time that they played them this year. Well, guess who the other team is that haven't beaten a team with a winning record that has a great record? Buffalo. Buffalo. They have not beaten a team with a winning record this year. Top to bottom, we're a more talented team. We should win this game, regardless of one person that I will forego mentioning.
Who you got, K, man?
I'm going with the Cowboys. I've seen the Bills up close. Their defense is good, but what they're going to do is they're going to run the ball. If you can stop their run or slow their run down, it forces Josh Allen to throw the ball, which he is not capable of doing on a consistent level. So give me the Cowboys.
Next game, y'all already know who I got. As long as I get home in time to see. So, K man, who you got? Saints or the Falcons?
I got the Saints. I got beat down for what happened 3 weeks ago when they were lackadaisical. This is a topic that I want to bring up, but I just wanted to bring up here in this part. I think the Saints are, in my opinion, are going through the motion. Now, their last 3 weeks they played some uneven football, but they also played against division opponents, and your division opponents know you better than most people. But they're not playing, especially the defense is not playing as good as it was when
Breeze was out.
Breeze was out. But I think they felt that they needed to play that well because Breeze was out.
Exactly.
And now that Breeze is back, they can slack off. Well, nah, because the playoffs is coming and you need to be on all system go. I think as much as Atlanta wants to save Dan Quinn's job, it's over. And he's gone. So give me the Saints.
All right, who you got, B?
I'll take the Saints as well. I think, to be honest, here's my take on it. I think the Saints are so ready for the postseason to be here.
Yes.
That they're losing focus at this point in the season. I think that they're so ready for revenge in the playoffs, they can't wait for January, and it's hurting them right now. I think they get back focused on Sunday or Thursday night. I think they get back focused on Thursday night, and I think they smash Atlanta in a fairly impressive manner.
Yeah, because the only teams that we've beaten in our division kind of handily was Tampa Bay. But I'm gonna throw this out there, and both of y'all might be on to something, what y'all said about the Saints. But I find it weird that, have you noticed the name of it's called the Mercedes Superdome, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know that the other place in Atlanta is sponsored by Mercedes too. I find that very weird. But anyway, all right. B-Wig, Eagles or the Dolphins?
Give me the Eagles. They can't lose this game. I mean, they can't lose this game.
Like, if they lose, you know I'm opinion. I'm gonna say B. You said they couldn't lose it.
Yeah, I know. I just don't. I don't see them losing to the Dolphins. As inconsistent and overrated as Carson Wentz is, I don't see them losing this game.
Hey, who you got, K, man?
I got the Eagles. The defense was able to do some stuff against Seattle, which is a playoff caliber team. They'll be able to do that against the Dolphins and Ryan Tannehill, who has no neck and is all shoulders. So, yeah, give me the Eagles.
Tannehill play for the Titans, man.
I'm sorry, not Tannehill. The goofy one with the beard. No, they both around.
Fitzpatrick and Rosa.
They both suck. They really both suck.
I mean, they're almost one and the same, really.
Really,
think about it.
It's just one has a gross beard and has a gang of kids, and everybody talks about how he went to Harvard. Okay.
And he has a hot streak in him. We've never seen Ryan Tannehill go on a hot streak ever.
No, that's true.
All right, K man. Jets versus the Bengals. Who you got, K man?
Jets.
So you believe in the Jets, man? Okay.
No, it's not that I believe in the Jets. They starting to believe in themselves, as what they did to the Raiders, a team that both of y'all last week were saying that was, oh, they playing good. They playing like, no, they're not. I said this. I said like 3-4 times. No, they're not.
I was waiting for
I
it.
didn't believe, and I didn't believe me.
Hence the story behind the title of this podcast.
Exactly. All right, so who you got, B?
Jets, Jets. They will not lose this game. Bengals going 0-16. I'm standing by it.
Oh man, that's funny. Everybody, I picked the Jets too, man. All right, so, all right, B, who you got out of the Titans and the Colts, man?
I'm taking the Colts. I wanna believe in Frank Reich. I want to believe in Jacoby Brissett, but he's got to play better if they want to do anything. If they want to win that division, he's got to play better, and I believe he will.
Hey, okay, man, who you got?
I got the Titans. This reminds me of a couple years ago when Derrick Henry just started getting rolling, and he was just like a big old boulder rolling down a hill that no one could stop. And I think that is happening all over again. And the Titans defense is sound, so give me the Titans. Also, Jacoby Brissett and that offense are not doing enough. Maybe that has to do with Marlon Mack not being there, but give me the Titans.
Yeah, I thought, it's really making me think about how I felt about their offensive line going into the season. Because it wasn't just me. A lot of people held that offensive line in high regard. And maybe we should start giving Marlon Mack more credit.
Well, if you go by the stats and everything like that, of offensive lineman stats, it's like they were low on pressure. They were really good at contact. And so, and it looked good. But other opponents get paid too.
Yeah.
They get paid too.
All right, K-Man. Skins versus the Panthers. Who you got?
Panthers.
You don't want to pick the Skins, do you?
Why should I? They won that game, but did they win that game, or did Detroit lose that game?
I think Detroit lost that game.
Yeah.
All right, B. Who you got, B?
Panthers. There's no reason to pick the Skins. I don't care if they beat Detroit by 50. I'm not picking them to win this game. They're not as good as the Panthers. My story, and I'm sticking to it.
They're not coached as good as the Panthers.
Right.
All right, B. So Packers versus the Giants. Who you got?
Packers. Again.
After what happened to them?
Again, no reason to pick the Giants to win this game. The Packers could have lost by 50 on Sunday night. They almost did.
Mm-hmm.
But no reason to pick the Giants in this game.
You got man.
No reason at all.
I have the Giants. It's like I got the Packers.
Good one.
Say, what?
I got the Packers, and I got Packers mainly because of defense. That offense of the Packers has talent. They just don't have imaginative play calling or schemes.
Yeah.
And everybody wanted to make a point about Aaron Rodgers giving his coach, these looks and everything like that. Hey, when there's smoke, there's fire. They got too much talent. They got too much talent not to be doing. Now their offensive line isn't the greatest, but they got too much talent to be not doing stuff. But give me the Packers. The Giants are a hot mess. Pat Sherman's getting fired.
And you know who the replacement's gonna be? You know who the replacement's gonna be? Did you hear the news?
No.
Well,
what? Chip Kelly?
Schefter actually said that they would take a hard look at Jason Garrett.
I think I heard that on Sunday.
He said that they would take a hard look at it.
Nah, he ain't built for that city. He ain't built for that city and that market. Nope. Those back pages would eat him alive. No.
But you can't tell him that. You can't tell him that.
Y'all funny, man.
If that happens, I need Wellington Mara to come out from his grave and bury his son in the dirt on the East River like they used to do back in the day with those guys who, La Cosa Nostra.
Put the cement around his ankles and let him just go down to the pound.
Yeah. Exactly.
Swimming with the fishes.
There you go. All right. So
Soprano on them.
So this is the game everyone's been talking about right after the Ravens put the beat down. So, K-Man, who you got, man? The 49ers or the Ravens?
Give me the Ravens.
Ooh.
This is going to be certain aspects of this game. It's going to be a heavyweight title fight. And that heavyweight title fight is going to be from the San Francisco 49ers front seven versus the Ravens offensive line. And it's going to be going back and forth. I got the Ravens because I don't think Jimmy G is going to do anything. Because I think the Ravens defense is better than the San Francisco 49ers offense. And I think it's going to be a low scoring game, like a 17-10, and give me the Ravens.
All right. Who you got, B?
Also, it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
Y'all see my horns? That means I'm about to play devil's advocate.
Right.
Hey, B, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Didn't the priest in Seinfeld do that when he landed was talking about the devil?
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah. The devil. El Diablo. Give me the 49ers.
I knew it. There you go, B. Step out there, man.
I think it's not that I think so much that they're a better team than Baltimore. I think Baltimore needs to taste some adversity before closing out this season.
I was gonna say at least before the playoffs.
Yeah, I think they need to taste some adversity. Closing out the season. Now the argument was brought up before they played the Patriots, how this was going to be the first true defensive test that they would face, and we see what they did to New England. So I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. I do think it'll be a defensive battle, but I like San Fran's weapons, man. They got weapons. They got weapons, and I think Jimmy G probably won't play great, but I think he'll do enough. And I like San Fran's front seven, to make the last stand against Baltimore.
Ooh, that's gonna be, I think is that the game of the week at 4:25 on Sunday?
Oh, absolutely.
It better be.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Honestly, I would flex that. I would have flexed that to Sunday Night Football.
Right.
Yeah. I B. Battle of Florida. Well, with the other people in Florida. Bucks versus the Jags. Who you got, B?
Real quick, that 49ers Ravens game is a 1:00 game.
It is.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, that is a 1:00 game.
Oh, I'm definitely taking the Ravens.
Give me the Jags to beat the Bucks. Jameis Winston is a dumpster fire. And he
Train wreck.
He played well last week.
He is a dumpster fire.
Yeah, actually, K-Man got a good point. If you had him on a fantasy team, you got some points because he threw over 300 some yards, but he still threw like 2 picks, didn't he?
Yeah.
He is a dumpster fire.
All right,
Give me the Jags.
who you got, K-Man?
I was listening to a podcast, and so this is a little bit ahead of my time. I mean, before my time. But they compared Jameis Winston It said he is modern day Vinny Testaverde, and I was like, oh wow, really? And it's like you look at Vinny's numbers. Like look at Vinny's numbers. He'll throw touchdowns, he'll throw picks, and he'll do some good things, and then he'll do some bad things. And I'm like, well, Vinny did go to Florida. I mean Miami, so.
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird you say that because growing up, I think I remember a commentator saying that Vinny Testaverde was the worst quarterback he's ever seen in his life.
So, give me the Bucks.
Oh,
give me the Bucks.
I'm taking the Jags, man.
What do you think the ticket prices of that game would be?
Oh, dude, everybody was dogging the Redskins ticket prices last week, man. Yeah. I heard like about 5 or 6 people on a train say, "Yeah, you can basically go to the game for free." I'm like, "What?"
Yeah.
Kennedy, you know who reached out to me this week?
Who?
Frank.
Oh wow.
I asked Frank. I said, "Frank, you going to the game Sunday? Tickets are $4." He was like, "Yeah, I would have, but I sold my season tickets before the season started." He sold all of his season tickets before the season started.
That's why I
tell you something there.
Because Frank was always a realistic Redskin fan.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, he got those tickets handed down to him from his family.
Right.
And he could try to gank us and try to charge us the same rate. I'm like, dude, you give these tickets away. Why are you charging me the same? But smart of him to.
So K man, who you got? Browns versus Steelers, man.
Part 2, Thriller Manila.
Yeah, buddy.
Rumble in the Jungle.
Off the top rope.
I got the Browns winning this game, but I need to say some things about this. So I said to y'all in our chat that I think if you look at the video, Mason said something to make Garrett hit him. It wasn't all aggression. He said something, and then it leaked out that he said he dropped the epithet. Now, people were like, oh, he just said that to try to, what's his name? Well, story is, he never wanted it to get out.
Yeah.
Myles Garrett never wanted to get out because he didn't want to sully the NFL or sully the Pittsburgh Steelers or try to use it as an excuse. It just got leaked out. Then Mason goes and plays. He played a horrible game. But then he gets benched, and then they immediately say, no, we're playing the other guy. Like, you could bench a quarterback for being bad, but usually you just say, he had a bad day. But nah, they're like, nah, he stinks. And we ain't gonna never play him again. Why is that? I'm just saying.
The only thing about that, man, is that even if he did use a racial thing, don't you think the other black players around him would have been like, hold up, man, I'm on your team. What do you think about me?
Not in the heat of the moment.
They wouldn't have jumped in, right?
Not in the heat of the moment.
You going against your rival, and he just did something to an individual that you're paid to protect. So in the heat of the moment, no. Now going back, if you're in the shower, you probably like, man, that dude said that. That dude say that? What's his name? And
I think that go ahead, Kenny.
Well, you know how sometimes something happens, like in the excitement of it, everything starts, something like everything's just swirling around. And then when you step back from it for say an hour or two, all of a sudden pieces start coming together and you start hearing things and it just start replaying in your mind. That's what I think will happen.
You sound like a lawyer, Kate, man. Go ahead, B.
Yeah, I think you were on to something when you were saying how they just they benched him abruptly. And then we were talking about how Sean mentioned if the other black players would have heard what he said. I think that those players have a lot of respect for Mike Tomlin, and if it was said, I think that maybe on Sunday, maybe before Sunday, one of those players who might have overheard it went to Coach Tomlin, said, "Hey, this dude did say this." Now, Mike Tomlin is so good at managing negative publicity. He's so good at managing the team that it really didn't affect him like that. But I think you could be onto something, Kennedy, with that.
Also, I'm trying to look it up. He made a comment. He said, okay, so today it confirmed that Hodges will take over Mason Rudolph going forward. And he didn't miss words when explaining his rationale. Unlike Mason Rudolph, Duck has not killed the team on why they picked Hodges. Yeah, he didn't kill us. So it doesn't matter, and it doesn't get much harsher than that. Like, why would he say that?
Right.
Like, why would he? Like, he said he didn't kill us. He's directly throwing this guy who's been your quarterback for a while under the bus.
Right. Exactly.
After one bad game.
One bad half. One bad half.
I know. Like, when I heard the quote today, I'm like, whoa. Okay.
You said it earlier. Where there's smoke, there's fire.
Yeah.
I mean, this turned a 180 quick.
Right.
Like pew pew. Like quick.
Right. Like we're gonna talk about the Raiders later. Carr had a bad game.
Yeah.
He got benched. Is he starting this week? Yeah. Matt Ryan had a bad game. He got benched. Is he starting? Yeah. Quarterbacks have bad games. Now, and also he's in his second year.
Right.
But you make that quote and you bench him and you're essentially saying he ain't seeing the field anymore.
Right. Exactly.
I got you. Read between the lines. I got you. All right. Good point. So, B, you taking the Browns too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Let me add one thing. Sheldon Richardson, if you wanted to 10 people listening to this podcast, don't do nothing stupid on Sunday.
Please don't do anything on stupid. Please don't do.
He's had a lot to say, and he really strikes me as somebody that holds grudges. So, dude, don't do nothing stupid.
And please, and because we now know who's going to play this game, the only time you can really do something stupid is after the game.
Yes.
Please don't do anything stupid. Please.
That's why they need to win the game. He needs to be in a good mood.
Good mood. You walk off, you high five the dog pound, and then you walk away. You know what? Not only for Sheldon Richardson, I'm talking about the whole squad.
Yeah.
All of y'all. Because here's another thing that was interesting. So the Browns owner is what is it? Jimmy Haslam. But a lot of people don't know his wife is really, really involved in the team. I mean, it's like a partnership. So she is, he's one, it's 1A. She last Sunday wore a hat, said 95, and Garrett over there. Who does this? They know something. I'm telling you, they know something, and they sticking with it. Trust me. I just need Freddie Kitchens. Once it hits 0, go to the locker room.
Right.
You wave at him, go to the locker room.
Y'all funny, man. All right, man. So, K, man, who you got, the Rams or the Cardinals, man?
Give me the Cardinals.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Damn. Look, here's the problem with the Rams have a bloated roster full of high paying, a lot of it going to the top tier. They have thrown away, and I mean thrown away, draft picks over the years. They are running an offense where they are trying not to have the quarterback throw the ball. Versus the Arizona Cardinals team who don't care. Who's going to have little man out there throwing the ball left and right. The Rams offensive line stinks. Vance Joseph is an idiot, but he got pass rushing.
Mm-hmm.
Chandler Jones is once again having another stellar under the radar season.
Yep.
Right.
Give me the Cardinals.
Who you got, B?
I mean, Chandler, he's a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year in my opinion, but yeah, give me the Cardinals. Listen, the Rams is y'all, it's over. Go back to the drawing board, reevaluate what you do well. Unfortunately, you won't be able to rebuild your offensive line this year because you mortgaged this season on a little immature wino who was trying to bark at Marcus Peters. Look, you don't want that smoke. Marcus Peters is a real.
No.
You don't want that. You don't want that smoke. So,
that's Oakland right there. Nah.
right.
You don't want that.
Right.
He come from the town. Nah,
Yeah.
you don't want that.
Right.
Well, look, I'm taking the Rams. All right. So, y'all wanted to talk about this team earlier. So, B-Wig, Raiders or the Chiefs?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it took Mono and the rest of the green dudes up in New Jersey to make me realize the Raiders are coached by John Gruden. And I guess it's the old school football fan in me that saw the Raiders doing well with a winning record. Like, man, the Oakland Raiders might be back. This is great for the NFL, great for football. I wanted to believe, but at the end of the day, John Gruden, it's just no words. Yeah, give me the Chiefs, man. I don't know what else to say. Give me the Chiefs.
You got K-Man.
Come on now. Come on, what we doing now? I got the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I will say, the only thing I'm going to say is this. How do you play like that when you have a legitimate shot at the playoffs against an inferior team? Record-wise, it seemed. Now we know now that y'all pretty much the same, but it's just y'all records, one is different. How do you play like that? How do you? I know you're going across the country and it's a 1 o'clock game, but how do you play like that?
Yeah,
It looked like they didn't play at all, but
Exactly.
they got the beat down put on them in by the Jets though.
Yeah,
I know.
It's ironically, at this stage, John Gruden and another head coach that has the same initials are really one and the same person.
JG.
Yep. No, the only difference is one got lucky to coach a year after Tony Dungy set up a team for years and got lucky getting the Super Bowl. And the other one just got his job because the previous individual did what he did.
So, hold on. Wait a minute. Give me 15 seconds. Give me 16 seconds. Is John Gruden Barry Switzer?
Yes.
We can talk about it on the next part.
He might be worse. You know why? Because Barry never had control.
Right.
John Gruden, after he won the Super Bowl, essentially had the owners fire the individual who traded 2 first-round picks for him because he wanted control. And essentially that team made the playoffs 2 times in 5 years and never won a playoff game.
That just popped into my head. Man.
Look at it like that. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good topic for the next podcast. Yeah. Hey, I be Chargers versus the Broncos. Who you got, B?
Broncos.
Wow. Okay.
Phillip Rivers is playing bad football. and I see no reason to pick them against the Broncos. Give me the Broncos.
Hey, who you got, K-Man?
Phillip Rivers is having that year, that quarterback year, where it goes down. I've seen it before. I saw it firsthand in 2015. He's having that year. My pick is weird because it all depends on who plays, who's the starting quarterback. For all intents and purposes, it looks like the rookie Drew Lock will be the starting quarterback for the Denver Broncos on Sunday. And if that's the case, give me the Broncos. I'm taking the Broncos anyway. Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos.
I agree with y'all, man, on the Phillip Rivers thing, man, because I don't know if your boy has something to do with it coming back so late. I'm not sure, man, but the Chargers just don't seem like they're in sync right now.
The San Diego Chargers are run by an individual who doesn't know what he's doing. Because if you knew what you were doing, and every year you have medical issues on your staff, you would think one would switch medical staff.
Yeah.
Right.
You let your cheapness most likely derail your season again because you didn't first a good medical staff and a good training staff, and so it constantly keeps banging you on the butt because pound for pound, if you look at that team, like who's more talented than them?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple teams, like maybe the Cowboys, maybe the Browns, like paper for paper.
I would say on paper, yeah.
On paper, there's not that many teams that talented, but yet they underachieve year after year, and they always having injuries year after year to key parts.
Yeah. But I will give them this credit. They did not sign Melvin Gordon to a long-term extension, and rightfully so. Austin Eckler is the better player of the two.
Yeah.
He's the more consistent player of the two. He's more available than Melvin Gordon. So kudos to them for that. If there's any silver lining in the season, that's it.
Well, I will say this. Tom Telesco, the GM, is a really good GM. Ownership is the problem.
All right. So this next game, I think, is the Sunday night game. K-Man, Patriots or the Texans?
I'm going to say this again. Why is this a Sunday night game? Ravens, 49ers should be flexed to this game.
When do they start flexing? After Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think after Thanksgiving. They need to start it before, but they need to stop this. Let's be for real. This is a big time game. The number one TV show in all of America. You know Bill O'Brien's going to wet the bed. Give me the Patriots.
You got B.
Every time I try to say the Texans, thinking about Deshaun Watson, I gotta say the Patriots. Like Kennedy said, there's the coaching aspect of this one is no contest. I think the Patriots defense will be too much for Deshaun or whatever they try to do. I don't know what happened to that offense here lately, but they got issues. So give me the Patriots.
Well, I'm gonna go out on a limb. I'm gonna take the Texans just because y'all took the Patriots out of spite.
Okay.
You said spite.
Yeah.
All right, B.
Next year we're gonna actually keep records now, and you won't be doing this stuff for spite. All right. You'll be trying.
Right.
You'll be trying to win. You'll be trying to win.
Look, right after the podcast, I got the picks right. Everybody pick right here. I'm gonna email them to y'all. So, B Wig. This is the Monday game. Vikings versus the Seahawks. Who you got, B?
I like the Vikings. Mainly because of Dalvin Cook. You can run on the Seahawks. You can run on them. You can get physical with them. I do think it'll probably be a high-scoring game. But ultimately, I like the Vikings.
Good. I was gonna bring up the Dalvin Cook point too, but who you got, K man?
Before I make my picks, I want to do this real quick. I mean, ESPN. This game, like, you have a better game than Sunday Night Football. And then you might have had the game of the week, the game of the year with 49ers this year. I mean,
Right.
I would watch this game, but then you tend to put out Joe Tessitore and Booger McFarland, so I can't watch it. But it's going to be a good game. But give me the Vikings.
Ooh, boy.
Just do what I do. Mute the TV and put on my headphones and or just
radio.
Yeah. I mean, I can't. Especially like Booger was really bad last Monday. I mean, he's terrible.
That is his high watermark is really bad. His low watermark is like, could someone please take out his lyrics?
The funny thing about it is they didn't think it could get much worse than Jason Witten, but it did.
Hey! It's starting to prove that it might have not been Jason Witten's fault.
Right.
Yeah, because I was never a fan of Joe Tessitore, but
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of people that should be, hey, Jason Witten wasn't that bad. His hairpiece was bad, but he wasn't that bad.
So who this is the last thing. Who do you think ESPN should put on to host the show and do the play-by-play?
Go get Chris Carter. He's a free agent.
Yeah,
he's a free agent. Go get him.
And you know what? I kind of understand why Chris Carter was mad, especially if you hear Mark Schlereth. Like, he sucks.
Right.
He just talks like a meathead. You know what I go get? I go get Chris. Yeah, I go get Chris Carter, Rick Spielman, and then you just need the play-by-play guy. So I would get I bring Vernon Lundquist out of retirement.
You don't think about Phil Simms, man?
No, there's a reason why Phil Simms got fired.
Right. I think bare minimum, get Chris Carter. He's out there for the taking. Pay the man, get him in there. Bare minimum. Get him to replace Booger. If you put somebody who has a good head on their shoulders, who knows football, I think it'll rub off on Tessitore. Tessitore's problem is he's sitting next to an airhead.
Yeah.
He's sitting next to an airhead when it comes to football, and he doesn't have any knowledge to draw off of. I think if you put Carter in there in the booth with Tessitore, I think good things will happen.
What about Tony Romo?
No.
Tony Romo's a fraud. Tony Romo's a fraud. Tony Romo has been all season long. When he started last year, he goes to these teams' practices beforehand. He goes to their final practice the weekend of the game, so he can appear to know more than everybody else during the game when he's calling the game. When he's calling out these audibles, he's magically knowing these audibles. No, he saw him go through it in practice. Stop it.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I have been saying this since that bum got the job. People think he's really good because they like Tony Romo. That's great. And they kind of feel sorry for Tony Romo. But he's not that good. And then the thing about him that annoys me the most is when he calls games with big-time quarterbacks and he calls them by their first name and he slurps them because in his opinion, like, man, I would have something if it wasn't for Tom or if it wasn't for Drew. No, you would have something if you had to. I'm gonna bring back a Mick Foley ism: testicular fortitude to know how to lead a team. Oh, vastly overrated. He is vastly overrated. Like, here's the thing about it. everybody was slurping him, slurping. Like on the Aikman is better than him.
Yeah. Yeah.
John Lynch before he was a GM was better. Rondé is better than
Rondé Barber,
right.
man.
Dan Fouts is better than him, but because I don't know, it's just the overrating this dude.
Tony's still trying to make the PGA tour.
He played for the Cowboys. He's got a great smile and he plays golf. What is there not to love about a guy like that?
Yes.
Who appears to know more than everybody else. What is there not to like about a guy like that?
And here's another thing that everybody loves. Everybody loves the lovable loser. They love him.
Right.
Let's help Tony. Because he never won it. But he's so nice. He's such a nice guy. It's not his fault that he threw interceptions or didn't know how to handle a kick in a playoff game. It's not his fault. Tony's a nice guy. He is the Justin Timberlake of sports.
Hey, look. So, are these the parting shots? Is y'all going?
I actually have a little bit more. Thank you, NFL, for acknowledging that brutal mistake of a call during our game on Sunday against the Patriots. That one call totally derailed that last drive. I felt like we would have. I felt like we would have gone down, and if not won the game, if not scored the TD to win the game, we would have made it, look like we were gonna do it. That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling one of the guys I go to church with. Like, what Jason Garrett's gonna do? He asked me, "What do you think we're gonna win the game Sunday?" I was like, "No, but we're gonna look like we're almost good enough to win it." That's what Jason Garrett does. We were almost good enough to win the game.
Yeah,
good.
I was texting you.
What did Brandy say?
He kept saying.
What did Brandy say? Almost doesn't count.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, because when I text you, Brandon, I said, "You think you can win a game?" He was like, "Nah, Jason Garrett will do something to them."
Yeah, exactly.
The game wasn't even over yet.
No, it didn't have to be.
I got a parting shot. Jerry Jones, shut up. Shut up. You want to get mad at Jason? Look in the mirror, you wrinkly old dirt merchant. You picked him because you didn't want to see control. You wanted a puppet. Well, this is what puppets do. You've kept this puppet in there for 10 years. You could have had Sean Payton.
Yep.
No one would keep this guy, this inadequate individual, leading one of the most famous franchises in the world for 10 years with no results. And then you want to kind of throw him in the bus. Get out of here with that crap.
Well, America, as you can see, this is Tell the Truth Tuesday. As you can see, these guys, they let the truth spill.
Yeah, I seen an article the other day. Well, not the other day. I seen an article earlier today that says Garrett's run out of excuses, and he has. He's before this year. He was living off of 2 first-round playoff wins, 2 divisional playoff wins. That's nothing. I almost sound like the dude from Remember the Titans. You think that's something? That ain't nothing, y'all.
Yeah. Hey, look, like that picture I sent y'all this morning. Longest tenure NFL head coaches, man. Yeah. Yeah, 2 playoff wins.
And they expect. Do you realize how far apart they are? I mean, hold on. Wait. Who was our coach? No, do we have it? Do we have it wrong?
What?
We beat Philly in 09 in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
Was he the coach then? Or did he not come on until 2010?
I think he came on in 2010.
2010.
Okay. So Wade was still our coach then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, I had to think. Yeah, okay. Yeah, man. 2 playoff wins over a decade.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's be 100% honest when we talk about the Cowboys. I don't want to make this a whole Cowboy show. Let's make they ain't done anything in 25 years. Let's be 100% honest.
No.
They have not done anything. And by anything, I mean get to the conference championship game. Not win it, just get there.
Right.
Done nothing. So
yeah. I mean, in that aspect, yeah. I mean, we're really no better than the Bengals. We're really no better than the Lions.
Nope.
The Redskins.
Nope.
You know, we're really no better than these teams.
Yes, because if you name all the other teams, they've gotten to the conference championship game in the last 25.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, okay, not the
with
Bills,
the exception of
the Bills, the Dolphins,
right?
The Jets. No, that's not true. The Jets went back to back. Back to back. AFC championship game.
Butt fumble.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean to really put things into perspective.
I can't argue none of that. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, and I mean I thank God that I'm not one of these Cowboys fans out here that still chirp about 5 Super Bowls. I mean, if that's not the weakest, dumbest argument that you can make for your team, I mean, just do yourself a favor. Just acknowledge that we're okay. All right, so call us America's team. I don't care. I've never called us America's team, but you gotta look yourself in the mirror. Look yourself in the mirror, and then grab your phone, and as Kennedy just stated, pull up the last 25 years.
That's a generation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm assuming Jerry's been the owner the last 25 years, right?
Jerry's been the owner since '89.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is.
How
long? That is 30 years.
Yeah. And he's had the rosters to do it. Multiple years he's had the rosters to do it. He's had the roster. He's had Super Bowl worthy rosters.
07?
Yeah. I mean, Braden, what do you? He's had Super Bowl worthy rosters multiple years, but yet the guys that he hired to run those rosters haven't been able to cut it.
Yeah, man.
I mean, we could spend a whole podcast on the Cowboys.
Yeah, we could.
I'd rather not.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, we could spend a whole podcast on a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, really. We have what? 32 1-hour podcasts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, not 32. I ain't talking for an hour about the Bengals. I refuse to do that.
Right.
I refuse. You can't pay me to talk about the Jaguars for an hour. No, sir.
Wow. All right, man.
Well,
good night,
everybody. Good night. Have a happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy your families. Enjoy the food. I know I will.
Yep. Enjoy that tryptophan.
Yep.
Enjoy your MAGA uncle, because at the end of the day, he loves you.
Yeah. Watch who you let carve the turkey. this year. Don't don't let that uncle carve the turkey.
Yeah. Also, not everybody macaroni and cheese is good. I'm just saying.
And
You
then
might
look,
love her.
look,
She
my
don't need
parting
it.
shot is
If
y'all know what family member don't need the alcohol.
right,
Exactly.
right,
If you got an Uncle Roscoe or uncle they nickname called Buck, he don't need that. Sprite, water.
right.
Yeah, you got to trick him or her.
Real quick to what Kennedy said. If the macaroni and cheese got breadcrumbs on it, don't eat it.
No.
She ain't the one, Chief.
Yeah.
I know that you were excited about bringing her to meet the family this year.
Yeah.
If
Don't-
you bring mac
don't-
and cheese with breadcrumbs on it, she ain't the one, Chief.
She really don't want to get cussed out by your aunties. She don't want that. She don't want it.
And,
Tell her
and
to go to Safeway and go get herself a nice little pie.
If her
Now-
mac and cheese has a cheese that you can't pronounce, she ain't the one.
if her mac and cheese looks like it's cauliflower, that might be, I know people say it's healthy.
Yeah.
My wife made it for me, and it was better than what I thought it was gonna be.
Have enough for Thanksgiving. Sorry.
Gouda cheese? No.
Yeah. And
Pecorino? No.
Look, no cinnamon sticks over the rice.
oh, it's too inside. That is too inside.
Hey,
Oh
man,
my God.
we can't do that tonight. We can't do that. We can't go.
I got one more parting shot. It's my last parting shot. the prayer. Don't let Nana do it. I'm just saying. We love her to death. Or that one auntie that really goes to church a lot. We all got one. I got love her.
Prayer gonna be 10 minutes.
Or 15. That y'all just after a while, all y'all just looking at her like, come on.
Yeah, that, and don't let the spiteful aunt do it. You know the one that y'all ain't called all year,
Yeah.
but just invited her to Thanksgiving. Don't let her pray.
Don't let her pray.
There's something wrong with y'all.
Oh man.
I'm going.
been
Man.
to-
Y'all have a good Thanksgiving, man.
Yeah, man. I gotta get out. I gotta get off of here. My son behind me turning flips. I don't know. I'm scared to be honest. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, America. See you next week.
Yeah, man. All right. Later.